Chief?
This is the fun of me being on my own.
By the way?
I'll get in the middle of you guys, so that way, as I know everybody.
Appreciate it.
By the way?
All right, well, Mr. Eason, what's your reaction to the judge's decision?
Well, number one, I'd like to say that I'm glad that it's over. I'm ready to fight for the city, run for mayor. I'm going to give it every bit I can to fight to show that I am qualified. Of all of the candidates, I'm the most qualified candidate to run for mayor. I'm very grateful also to Rick Hetherington, my attorney, who fought hard for me, and we're going to fight hard for the city.
What were your thoughts going in this morning? What did you think would happen?
In my mind, I wasn't surprised. Number one, most of the arguments that the judge mentioned to me were very logical. So in my mind, I just think that what happened is we have a person whose name we have an individual who's the county treasurer. I'm sorry, who's the county clerk, who really, from a vindictive standpoint, wanted to remove me from the ballot. And so I'm glad that the judge decided to allow me to be on the ballot.
Why do you say it's a vindictive move?
I think it was vindictive from the standpoint that I think that the county clerk should have taken the opportunity to call the city clerk and have a discussion and to talk about the particulars. If he had done that, we would be in this situation right now.
Greg, you and Alex Harris both asked him to resign. Is that something you're going to pursue, or?
Well, I think that John Gleason needs to resign. I think he did a disservice to this community. I think that we need to have a county clerk who's impartial, who's going to be fair, who's going to be honest, and do the right thing and serve the people. He did an injustice to me. He did an injustice to the county. He did an injustice to the city. He did an injustice to the city clerk, and I'm disappointed in John Gleason. But that doesn't stop me, because from this point on, I'm going to work hard to run for mayor. I'm going to fight just like I fought now. I'm going to make sure that I have the most qualified people to work with in my administration when I become mayor, and I'm going to fight until the end.
Rick, do you anticipate an appeal of any type, or do you think there's no time because of the statute and printing the ballots?
I'm not anticipating an appeal. I think that the judge made pretty clear the reasons behind his ruling. I think his ruling's a fair ruling. I think that it was well thought out. Clearly, he spent a lot of time researching the issues in this case. He was aware of what the issues were going to be, and he was prepared to discuss all of them. And I think based on the arguments of all the attorneys, and you heard them all in there today, that the proper decision was made in this case.
It's been a mess. It's been a huge mess. I guess what do you take from what you learned today?
Well, you know, one of the things that the judge said that made a lot of sense to me is the purpose of the affidavit. And the fact of the matter is that most of the information that most of the candidates filled out was correct. The fact of the matter is, I've been a city administrator for like 2.5 years in the city of Flint. This is not the first time I've run for mayor. I ran for mayor in 2009. So most people know that, number one, I am an American citizen. Most people know that, number two, I live on 1534 South Franklin Avenue, been there for 25 years. Most people know, three, that I've been heavily involved in city politics over the last 10 years. So it was a mistake that was made. And what the judge is saying is, do you disqualify people understanding that the intent of the affidavit is to ensure that you're the person you are? I am the person that I said I was on the affidavit. I made a mistake. I corrected the mistake, and most people who live in this city know that Greg Eason was a city administrator. I worked for Dane Wallen. Most people know the accomplishments I've done in this city. I've lived in this city for 40 years, so there's no mistake about who I am.
Anything else, anybody? You guys have anything else you want to say? No. Thank you guys.
Thank you.